Oh, it's important, especially on DPS. But no matter what hero you play as in Overwatch, you really need to be focusing on yourself. It's a very easy trap to kind of like start blaming your teammates and stuff, but that never really changes anything, right? Whether your teammates are bad or good doesn't really fucking matter. It matters if you can, be better than that and still win. We're gonna look at with this Tracer gameplay, and see what, as an individual, he could be doing more to sort of carry these games. Mercy is your go-to target, though. Like, if anything, Mercy should be focused hard, right? See, the thing is, if you try to go for the Ana in this situation, and the Ana Mercy, it's likely that the Mercy will have to come to peel, but Ana is pretty capable for herself. Even if she's not able to hit the sleep dart, just throwing a nade, either hitting you, first off, throwing a nade, almost instantly forces you to recall, right? It's just, you can't take that fight at half health with no way to like grab any packs or anything. So you need to stay out of the range of the nade itself when she throws it on the ground. But also, the second that Mercy peels, that's 120 HP per second. You're not going to be able to kill through that. And most importantly, just watch where the Mercy is and her teammates around her, right? Predict where she's going to Guardian Angel before she actually does it, right? If you were to attack right here, would you think, right? Here's a little quiz for you guys. Who can the Mercy fly to? The Reinhardt, the Ana, or the Zarya? Technically the Genji, but just pretend he's not here, right? Who do you think she's going to fly to? Well, her options are pretty limited. If she goes for the Ana, her only option is to do like the Uwu jump, right? The Mercy jump attack. I call it the Uwu jump because I think it's funny as fuck, right? So if she goes for the Ana, right, she Uwu jumps up. If she goes for the Reinhardt, it probably puts her in a bad position because it's going to throw her into the line of sight of our Hog, right? And she goes for the Zarya, she has options to carry that momentum up to this high ground over here or just behind this cover underneath her, right? So looking at it, right, her options are pretty much limited. Even though there's 4 people here, her options are really limited to this Zarya and this Ana, right? So if you see this, you need to assess, hey, where can she be going? She's either going somewhere up here, or she's gonna bounce up like this with the Ana, right? And then you can sort of narrow down your scope. This is why I'm telling you to go for these Mercy first, right? Bubble, nade, you're not going to be able to kill these targets, like, ever. But if you go for this Mercy, 2 things will happen. 1, the Ana and Zarya are going to have to turn around to peel for her, right? Meaning she gets a bubble and she gets like Ana healing, right? And the Mercy is going to have to boost to 1, 2, or 3. One of these 3 targets, which is not a good option, because if she does that, well then she puts herself right here, right? In the line of sight of literally everything. So you take these shots, you see how like the Ana immediately turns around. After those shots, the what's her name? Fucking Mercy immediately flies in, right? And we're seeing exactly what I was talking about, right? Now the Mercy's in a worse position, and the Ana's not even looking at the Reinhardt, who, just barely survives. Ooh, you lucky son of a bitch. I want to break down that aim a little bit. It's a little bit shaky. Ooh. Okay, I see it. Best thing I can tell you when you're tracking is to loosen up a little bit more. Right? What we're seeing here is you're going through your targets. Your bolts are going around her like a fucking matrix. Right? Very rarely is your very rarely are you actually aiming on target like you being shown right now. What's happening is you're over flicking to the left, and then to like readjust, you over flick to your right. Right? And it's this back and forth motion where you really don't hit anything, right? And I could just say aim better, but this really comes down to how you aim in general. So what I would say is like this comes down to how you hold the mouse. I'm going to actually do this for you. Bring it to the camera. So when I grab the mouse, especially on like a tracking hero like Tracer or Genji, it's really important for me to sort of keep this hand kind of loose, and I want to have smoother motions. Now this doesn't have to be your aim style, but it really is the easiest to learn. I suggest instead to loosen your grip a little bit and focus more of your aim through your wrist and through your fingers, right? So for me, the way I hold my grip, these two fingers are the parts that actually grip onto the mouse, right? And what I'm doing is I'm kind of pushing with my thumb. I'm pushing with my ring finger, right, to control very smooth micro flicks, right? What's most likely happening here for you is you're trying to control your micro like adjustments with your wrist. I don't know if you can tell, but this is just me wiggling my fingies. I just wiggling my fingies. And when I need to make wider turns, I start using my wrist like this. And when I do 180s and 360s, I'm moving my whole arm, right? So try to unlock that kind of a finger action that I was talking about. Now people hold the mouse differently. Maybe you use 2 fingers on this side, maybe you use your pinky. I don't fucking know, I don't fucking care. But you need to understand that there's multiple styles, not styles, but multiple ways to actually aim. And to unlock your entire arm, right, from your forearm to your wrist to your fingers, is going to change the way that you aim. Right. So right here we're seeing just a heavy reliance on that wrist aim. You're over flicking and you're not able to consistently find your target. You unlock your arm like unlock your chakras. Exactly. If you want to think of it that way, exactly, right? Starts at the shoulder, like goes to your elbow, then to your wrist, and then to your fingies. I'm assuming you hear the Kree walking in. We gotta talk about that though. Why don't you blink melee? Why don't you go for a melee kill here? If you're going for one clips, you should always finish off with the melee. And it's really important to practice blink melees as a tracer as well. Get used to that distance of like 7 meters where the blink actually happens, and know how far your melee can reach. In this situation, you're actually too close, and what I'd suggest is in this fight actually taking a step backwards, which sounds kind of crazy, but you could take the step backwards and then look for that blink melee 180. I always say as tracer, you want to be looking for like a 7 to 10 meter range on when you take your duels, like when you take your engagements. So like right here, this is closer to like 4 meters, something like that. I'm looking for something more like here. I would say maybe a little bit further. Here, right? Somewhere closer to like 6 or 7 meters, right? It's about the range of your blink. This is definitely 6 meters. It's about the range of your blink. And what that's going to enable you to do is to get off that like 180 bam, melee from right here. 6 or 7 is the closest you want to be, right? It's a blink melee away, or blink 180 melee away, but it's still gonna guarantee you really nice shots. Your target's big enough where the spread's not gonna matter too much. You're close enough where the range fall off doesn't come into effect, but it's also not too close where the enemy movement doesn't take up a significant amount of real estate on your screen. Where something like 10 meters is about the max range, this is at any further, the spread becomes too wide and the range fall off becomes too significant, right? Now, what I mean by screen real estate, right? Look at how big this McCree is, right? You might be thinking to yourself, oh, the McCree is really big, it's a big hitbox, I can get this kill now, right? But in reality, one step from him moves this guy like all the way over here, right? And one step the other way moves him all the way over here. Where if you were to just back up right here, right, instead, one step for him has now changed to about here and here, Right? You see the difference? A significantly larger portion of the screen. And when we talk about the arm aim again, when you're closer, you're going to be having to use like your shoulder and your elbow aim a significant amount of more. Mostly just your elbow. Shoulder aim is kind of fucking stupid. So mostly just like your elbow aim. Elbow aim is really hard to fucking control. Look, man, my name is literally Elbow Fever, and I'm telling you not to use your elbow. That's gotta mean something, man. Don't get so close where you have to make these large sweeping changes, because it's really fucking difficult. If he's AD spamming, if he's doing any type of movement, if you guess incorrectly about which way he's about to go, either left or right, you are just screwed, because all of a sudden, right, your aim is all the way over here and this guy is all the way over here. Look at that distance. Look at that distance. Holy shit, that's gonna be so hard to readjust, right? So take that step back. Don't be afraid to be just a little bit further away, where we can have a fight that looks more like this, much more manageable.
About you and how you've been treating me, and I thought, why do I love you?
The house creaks as the sun hits my blind eyes. I can feel the cold outside, so tell me what you see.